Well, welcome to the meeting. Today is Saturday, February 2nd, and we're going to do our WW meeting. But we're not going to talk about the book or the pamphlet or whatever you want to call it, the little cardboard. We're not going to talk about it. There's the recipe. I'll put it at the end. It's for a vegetable chickpea curry. I'm going to try a version of this. Chit Chat Paddywhack is going to do a collab. I have to check the date, and she wants us to make a Weight Watchers plate. I always say I'm going to try the recipe, and I never try it. I'm going to try this, but I'm going to change it up a bit, so it's not really going to be this. On the vegetable, it says it's 4 points, but our leader said that's a misprint. It's 0. But I'm going to add chicken. I'm going to put chicken in it instead. And I don't like eggplant, so instead, I'm just going to leave the eggplant out. And instead of, oh, I was going to substitute something. I was going to put some chili pepper in. Oh, instead of the curry powder, which I would only use the 1 teaspoon that they're, or tablespoon that they're asking for. No, they're asking for a teaspoon. Instead of the curry powder, I think I'm going to try chili powder. So I like to mix up my recipes a little bit. When I find out what date it is, check on my daily vlog. One more reason to subscribe to me, because then you'll know when I'm doing it. I know it's sometime in February, obviously, because today's February 2nd. But that's the one I'm going to do. But today we did talk at the meeting about exploring your app, and I'm not going to go into all of that because to me that's boring. I'm going to go back and talk about something a little bit different. So I'm going to have my own meeting. I'm going to wing it, as they say. And the quote that I have is, health is not about the weight you lose, but about the life you gain. Think back to, even if you've only lost, I said only, you know I don't like saying only. If you've lost 5 pounds and you think 5 pounds doesn't make a difference, pick up a 5-pound bag of potatoes. I know everybody hates hearing the, you know, like the comparison with that. But one of the people at our meeting was saying that she's just started watching her granddaughter, and she's lost 23 pounds. And went with her daughter to the doctor's when her granddaughter was getting her wellness check, and she weighed 25 pounds. And she realized carrying her around that that's what she used to weigh. And I think with a human, because babies are human, when you hold like a person that weighs that much and you try to hold that, then you can really see, because the weight is distributed a little bit differently like it is on your body. If you're carrying like a 5-pound of potatoes, it doesn't mean like you're going to carry that exactly. It's going to be distributed around your body. But if you can figure out a way to like weigh a doll down for 5 pounds, like get a doll and strap a potato bag on it and carry that around, and then you can just kind of see that, you know, 5 pounds is a lot of weight. And a lot of people can't find the exact lifestyle that's working for them. Some people are trying the freestyle, which seems to be working. I like the freestyle, but I'll be honest with you, I think that the way I'm following freestyle is more like maintaining, not losing. Just because it's 0 points doesn't mean you can go crazy. And just because I get 23 points doesn't mean I have to use all 23 points. I can go 10 under or 5 over. I myself can't go 5 over. If I go 5 over, I'm not going to have a loss. That's just the way my body works. But I can go 10 under and not feel deprived. For the month of February, I am going to count my points. I'm going to stay within my, I'm trying not to eat more than 23 points. I'm going to try not to eat my weeklies. And I'm going to count calories. Probably just for the month of February. I'm determined to see how many calories I consume in a day. I went on my FitnessPal app, and it said for my height, because I'm 5'8.5", and for my age and my weight, that I should eat about 1,800 calories a day to lose a pound a week. I think I'm eating more than 1,800 calories a day. Yesterday I did track. I don't eat a lot on Fridays because it's the day before my meeting. I think I averaged 1,100 calories, I think, yesterday. And, oh, I forgot to show you. 1 minute, I gotta go get my book. I forgot to show you how I did. Okay, while I was getting my book, I checked to see when the collab for Chit Chat Paddywhack, and it's gonna be on Saturday, February 16th. So on Saturday, February 16th, come back to my channel and look, and I'll have a link to everybody else that's in it. But Good news, I am down to 233.8. I lost 2.2, so my total loss is 70.4. If you followed me for a while, you know that I was at one point, just before my birthday, which was in September, I was up to 77 pounds lost, so I got to lose 6.6 to get back to where I was at my best weight loss. And my goal is to get there by March 1st, which is 4 weeks from today, which is a little bit over 1.5 pounds a week. And I think I can do it. I really do. I think with counting my calories this month, really staying within my points, hopefully getting out and being able to walk a little bit more, I'll be able to do it. But like I said, you have to find a plan that works for you. A lot of people are going back to the Points Plus. Some people are trying to go back to the Smart Points. I know people are doing keto. Some are vegetarians, some are vegans, some are doing keto. I always say if it works for you, it's the right plan for you. You shouldn't let other people tell you what's the plan that's going to work for you. You know what works for you. You know what works for your body. I know that I can't eat more than my 23 points if I want to lose weight, even though Weight Watchers or WW tells me that I can eat up to 5 points over. I know that's not how my body works. So I'm just not going to do that. But you have to always have a balance between I always say it's better to take little baby steps and tiptoe into the water rather than dive into the deep end. Because in the deep end, you either sink or swim. And sometimes that's probably the way you want to do your diet, your mindful eating, whatever you want to call it, your journey, your adventure, your accomplishments. Sometimes some people need to jump into the deep end and then just go for that, sink or swim. If I jump into the deep end, I'm going to sink. I have to take little baby steps. I got to work my way into a program. I got to work my way into a lifestyle. And that's what works for me. But like I said, you got to figure out what works with you. And I should, and I think I might do this for this month, is measure myself. I do have a smart scale that I get on at the beginning of the month, and I track to see how my bone density, and it's an E-Tech City body scale. And it tells me what my body fat is, my body mass, my bone mass, and all that. I do that once a month to kind of compare. But I think this month I might measure too, because a lot of times you're not losing weight, but you're losing inches. I can feel it in my clothes when I'm really being good, whether the scale shows it or not. And I'm going to be honest with you, I like to see the number on the scale change. I don't like to work hard all week and then get in the scale and not see the weight showing that I lost. Even though I know I did well that week and I know that I followed the plan, and sometimes it just doesn't show, I can't let that number consume my life, because how many people go around, I mean, I tell you on this channel because it's a weight loss channel, but how many people go up to, like, into a party, hi you, my name's Sandy, I weigh 235 pounds. No, you just don't do that. You just don't do that. So why are you so consumed? And you know what? Let's say you go to a party and you go, I weigh 235. And they go, oh, okay, you know, whatever. And then you go to a party like maybe a month later and you go, hey, look at me, I'm 233. They're not going to notice 2 pounds. You're going to notice 2 pounds because you're going to feel better. But, you know, people aren't going to notice that. Sometimes the old program works for some people and sometimes it doesn't. I found that, you know, no matter what plan I was following, I did well. Freestyle for me works well for maintaining. And I think that that's not my goal right now. My goal is not to maintain. My goal is to lose weight. So I'm going to try to follow the plan a little truer. And just because it's 0 points, don't go crazy with it. That's why I'm going to count calories this month, because I think that's going to really show me the difference. And I make my program, you got to make your program, whatever one you choose, to fit your lifestyle. My lifestyle involves going out to eat at a minimum of twice a month. But if I'm going to be honest, I eat out probably 6 times a month. I have to figure out a way that I can still enjoy my lifestyle going out to eat, not having to eat off the diet plate, eat whatever I want when I go out to eat, but being mindful of how I eat up to that day and after that day. It's only one day. I don't go out 6 times in a month, in 1 week. I go out like once, like the 2nd week of the month I go out with my siblings, and then the 4th week of the month I go out with my friends. But then on Sundays, my daughter and I usually get carry out. So that's how I figure in 6. But during the week, I cook my own meals. I very rarely, not to say that I don't occasionally, but I very rarely eat out other than those days. And I never think of this as a diet. I think of this as my commitment for the rest of my life. That's why I have to be able to eat out and eat what I want when I eat out. I have now made the decision on my own. It's taken me a while, but I've made the decision on my own that I can either just have a glass of water or a glass of iced tea. I always thought when I went out to eat I had to have a Coke. But then, you know, the waiters and the serving staff and the waitresses, they're so good now that they bring you a refill before you even ask for it. And if it's there, you're going to drink it. So I now drink iced tea, which is 0 points because I don't put anything in it. I don't even put lemon. I just have the ice and the tea, and that's it. So that works for me. And it works better for me because now I've saved a lot of points, because I think a Coke is probably 13 points. And just not to mention the calories. I think it's like 160 calories for 12 ounces. And you know, let's face it, they give you more than 12 ounces when you're at the restaurant. So you're eating more than 13 points, drinking more than 13 points rather, and you're consuming more than 160 calories. But you have to remember that. And just because there's 0 point foods, don't eat them just because there's 0 point foods. There are a lot of well, not a lot, I shouldn't say, because I like just about everything. But there are 0 point foods that I don't like. Eggplant. I think that's a 0 point food. I'm not a big fan of eggplant. So I don't eat eggplant. I'll eat a Brussels sprout, but I'll be honest with you, it's not my favorite. I'm not gonna, if I have my choice between a vegetable, Brussels sprouts is gonna be way down on the list. Peas, I don't like peas. So I'm not gonna pick a pea, you know, so that sounded funny. I chuckled in my head. I just chuckled in my head just then. But anyway, I was like a little kid. Ooh, pea, she said pea. Whatever. And you have to plan for your freestyle, you have to plan your activity, and you have to plan your mindset. And you have to know portion sizes. Just because it's free doesn't mean you can have as much as you want of it. It still contains calories, and calories in, calories out. 3,500 calories is still going to be a pound. Even if you ate 3,500 calories worth of celery, you're still going to have a pound. That's a pound, you know, so you got to remember. And before, when I first started and I was so gung-ho, I measured everything, and I was faithful. If I had a teaspoon, I got this knife out and leveled it off. If I had a measuring cup, I leveled it off. During time, I got a little generous with them, you know, like, oh, it's a little bit of a heaping, but it still fit in the spoon, even though it's a little overlapping in the spoon. It still fit in the cup, even though it had a little bit of a hill on top of it. It had like a muffin top on top of the thing. And then I didn't think, and then I got to the point, well, I can eye it. I can eyeball it. I know what it looks like. My fruit is a prime example. I always thought, you know, I don't eat really, I know I eat a lot of fruit, but I really don't eat that much fruit. It wasn't until the other day I decided to really get back to measuring my fruit, or all of my food, to be honest with you. And I saw how much a cup of strawberries was. And that was a lot. It was a lot, because I had like a cup of strawberries and probably a cup of blackberries, and I had a lot of fruit. And so I'm trying to cut back on my fruit. Fruit is good for you. It's sugar. It's natural sugar, but it's still sugar. So I need to cut back on that. And we're always going to look for a loophole. You know, like I said, it's 0 points. I can have as many as I want. No, you can't. One egg, I think, it depends on the size of the egg. It can go from anywhere from 70 to 90 calories. And it's a 0 point. But if you have 3 eggs, that's 200 calories. At least, at the very minimum, 200 calories for 3 eggs. And let's face it, if you go out and eat an omelet out, they use 3 eggs. So you're figuring that's 0 points, but you're consuming 200 calories. And who just gets a plain egg omelet? You know, you put something in it. You put vegetables or cheese. I always put cheese in my omelets. Or ham or sausage. There's always something in there. And you don't have to change your life. You just have to change the choices that you make in your life. Like I said, I like going out to eat. That's part of my lifestyle. I am not going to change my lifestyle and think that I'm never, ever going to go back to never eating out. And I can't ever think that I'm going to say, okay, once I reach my goal weight, I can go back to eating the way I want to eat. I'll never be able to go back to that way of eating. That's not to say that I don't slip into that way of eating every once in a while, but I pay for it, because the next day I feel like crap. I feel so sluggish, so run down, so hungry, and craving so many foods. And it's just, It's just not worth it to me. It's just not. I'm human. That doesn't mean that I'm never going to do it again, because you know what? I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it again. But the difference is this time, I don't do it every day. I don't do it every week. I do it every once in a while. And every once in a while is just enough to remind me that I'm not going to do it again. But then at the back of my mind, I know I'm going to do it again. But it's going to take a longer time to do it again. And sooner or later, I'm just going to get to the point that I do order healthier food choices when I go out to eat. Last week I said that I was going to go to when we went out to eat, I said I'm going to get burgers and fries and a Coke. That was my whole goal the whole time I went. I'm getting burger, fries, and a Coke. And when I got there, I had a chicken quesadilla instead with an iced tea. I chose that. I had the full intention of getting the hamburger, the greasy burger. Doesn't that sound good, a greasy burger? And fries. Maybe it doesn't sound good to you, but it sounds good to me. But when I got there, I thought, no, I'm working really hard. And you know what? I love cheese quesadillas, and I don't make them as well as they do in the restaurant. So I'm going to have a cheese quesadilla. Now that I'm saying that, I do have that new panini maker. Maybe I'll have a panini one day this week. That's another thing. You need to plan your food. I don't plan a daily menu. I plan the food for the week that I'm going to eat. I go shopping once a week now, and just get everything I need for the week, and then each day I decide that day what I'm going to have. I know that it'd probably be better if I planned out a menu for the whole week, but that's just not who I am. As long as I have the healthy food choices here, I think I'll succeed. I think that's about it. Let me think. I think that's all I got to say about that. And that's all I got to say about that. That's from Forrest Gump. But you have to remember that through this program, no matter what program you choose, if you cut back on you should still have fats in your diet, but have a healthy fat. You can have a cookie now and then. You can have a slice of cake. You can have some ice cream. You can have all of that stuff that you want. You just have to know you have to limit it. You can't go crazy with it. You can't make that your whole part of your daily routine. Every once in a while, if you want to, my sister's birthday was the other day, on Thursday, I had a slice of cake and I had ice cream. And I enjoyed every bite of it. She had a double chocolate cake with chocolate ice cream. I loved every minute of it, and it was delicious. And I still lost 2.2 this week because I fit it into my schedule. I fit it into my lifestyle. I fit it into my daily plan for the week, and I planned accordingly. So that's all I got to say about this subject. So this is let me put it there if you want to read it, because we just talked about the app. And then we gave out awards, and we had a raffle which I didn't win, which I didn't really want to win. It was just a cookbook. I don't cook from a cookbook. I make up my recipes as I go along. So hopefully that'll help you. And they did give us a free sample of a chocolate mint cookie crisp for 2 points and 60 calories. It was delicious. It really was. Check out my daily vlog. Yeah, my daily vlog. I did a taste test with it while I was after the meeting. And so you can see what it looks like. It was very good. But I'll put the menu down below, or not down below. I'll scan it and do it at the end of the video so you can screenshot it if you want to try it. Like I said, I think I'm going to try to do this one and kind of change it up, unless I get a better looking recipe next week on the card. I wasn't really a big fan of last week's recipe, but I do intend on doing that, what do you call it, video collab. So hopefully I helped you out. And remember that I'm going to show you my next book. I've already put my thing in for my next book. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. And that was right. I'm kind of bummed that I put it over the thing because you can't really read it that well. And I tried to take it off, but it didn't work. So anyway, I'm babbling now. So give this video a like, leave a comment. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do a daily vlog, except for on Sundays. Once a week I do a grocery haul. I do shout out videos. I sing to you if it's your birthday, if you let me know when your birthday is. And we just have a lot of fun. I have a very supportive group. And when you read my comments, a lot of times other people in my group will answer your comments. So I think that we have a good communication going in this channel. So leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of the new freestyle program and how you're doing on your weight loss. So I'll see you guys on my daily vlog. Well, if you try the recipe out, let me know. And like I said, our leader said it's not 3 points, it's actually 0 points. That it was just a misprint.